Now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the show. We appreciate you spending some time with us, supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our great expert contributors like Mark Hay, 21st Century Financial Group, in studio with us. 7 tax proposals Trump is fighting for. We also have some interesting content around Social Security. You may have heard that seems like what was that punchline in that movie? I hear dead people. You know, it seems like there might be some dead people out there with Social Security numbers. We're going to talk with Mark Hay, our financial expert, coming up here on the program. Natasha Sanderson, also Stage to Sell Tampa Bay, and Doug Clark coming in on the Consumer Quarterback Show here today. And before we do, I want to remind you about our party coming up Thursday, February 20th. We're going to have our magician there, Corey Van Valen, as well, over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall. It's going to be a great time. Come on over and join us over at Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza Mall, Thursday the 20th, 6 p.m. Come on out. It's going to be networking, appetizers, food, drinks, all types of great networking and camaraderie and fellowship and all that good stuff. Come on out and join us. You are invited. Our audience, everyone, all of our stakeholders are invited, so we greatly appreciate that. Come on out and join us there. All right, a couple of hot listings here from the Platinum MVP team. 221 Howard Drive, beautiful $1 million listing on the beach. This is a great opportunity. Bel Air Beach, 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot, single family home. You have a gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances, saltwater pool, 100 feet of water frontage on deep water access. So bring your boats, bring your jet skis, 1 block to the beach access there. 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane, another $1 million listing. Beautiful waterfront home here. This one's 443, 2-story home. You have 3,600 square foot, over an acre of land, 1.17 acres, granite countertops, in-ground 500 gallon buried propane tank. You have a metal roof that has a 65-year warranty on it, 130 feet of private water frontage, no backyard neighbors, 6,000-pound boat lift. Bring your boats and jet skis. Take them to dinner over there at the causeway there. Great opportunity. 8107 Sierra Manor Lane, one of my favorite listings. Beautiful property. Another $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. You can see all of our listings, and if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, and you'd like to have your real estate property featured live on air like we do, check out our website, platinummvpteam.kw.com. Made in America. Mark Hay in the house.
It's
Welcome
good to
back,
see
sir.
you. Good to see you. So much good things happening. Every time I come in now, it's like, wow, there's more great stuff to talk about.
Isn't it? It's like Christmas every day. They're finding new things. You're just seeing all this stuff. All these things that over the years were like, hey, why is everything made in China? I wonder why politicians are getting rich. I wonder what's going on really happening up there. We're starting to find it out.
Oh, wow. Are we ever? Doge is doing a phenomenal job. I mean, it's just incredible. It's sad how much, now it's trillions of dollars they're finding of waste money. You know, it's just so sad because you sit there and pay all this money in the tax system and you're hoping that they're doing the right thing. And I'm sure money's going to the right places, you know, but it seems like maybe a majority's not. And so maybe we could, continue on this and audit everything. And I like what I'm seeing. So it's just going to be more savings for Americans.
Yeah, we love it. I mean, think about it. You know, the average family that's, maybe a combined income around $100,000, a little more, a little less, right? An extra $3,000 here, an extra $5,000 there. I mean, that's a lot. That's an extra, your kid can go to summer camp or whatever it might be. Or no, I'm sorry, honey, we have to, put off that expense till the next year. All because these politicians, these NGOs, these crooked people are all getting rich on the back of the American taxpayers for decades.
It's really sad. And then, it's sad that we haven't done this before. Why is every administration every 4 years, why are we not auditing?
And they all said they would, right?
Yeah, and why are we not doing this? Why is this all of a sudden like a big deal? Like, hey, we're auditing everybody, and we're going to protest it. What are you talking about? It should be part of the plan. Every 4 years, you got to be audited.
Absolutely. Check it out. I heard a debate about something about auditing the Fed. Yeah. Why not audit the Fed? All publicly traded companies get audited. Everybody's getting audited.
And your money is going to this.
Yeah.
It's your dollar. Your wife, your son, everybody's money is going to this. So why would we not audit? And I know last time we talked about tariffs. I don't know if you saw it, but Audi and now Porsche are looking to build in America because they want to avoid the tariffs. And Trump is giving tax breaks.
You got to hit that again.
Yeah.
Made in America. That's what we want more of, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. Trump's giving tax breaks to people that build in America. So they're going to come here, get a tax break, and avoid the tariff, more business for us. So not to get whack in the tariffs, but we talked about it last time, and just that came out. Porsche and Audi are now looking to build in America. Great. Bring them on over.
Absolutely.
That's the point, of this whole thing is to bring it over and be American-made. So, but today I want to talk about the taxes, that Trump is proposing, fighting for. There's 7 of them that I picked out, did a little research on, and just read on and said, let's share it,
Love it.
And I'll just start off the bat with Social Security, because I know we were just talking about it, in the radio station here. And right now, there's 50% of people on Social Security. That's their main source of income in retirement. So 50%, that's so important to them. And now Trump's looking to eliminate taxation on any Social Security benefit. So that means 50% of the people that are being, as a main source of income are going to get a pay raise.
Right.
So now instead of paying maybe 10%, 20% in taxes, now you get to keep that.
Yeah.
Right. Now, 50% of the people don't pay any taxes on Social Security because if you're on, $25,000 for a single, $32,000 for a married couple's income, you don't pay any taxes. But then 50% do pay taxes. But what's really interesting is it's $100 billion last year that was paid to Social Security taxes. So $100 billion from Social Security checks went to our taxation system. Okay. If we can eliminate that, that's $100 billion a year now going back into the economy, meaning, helping businesses, buying products, starting businesses. Maybe it's a side hustle in retirement that you want to start because you have this extra income. But that's $100 billion instead of the government taking it and wasting it, coming back into the pockets of Americans, and the cash flow then comes to, to different businesses, et cetera. So that's a really big deal. Now, I know that DOJ has found in their auditing Social Security, they found, which is astronomical, but we have 335 million people in the U.S., okay? 335 million. They have found that 394 million are recipients of Social Security checks.
Yeah.
So 60 million more people in America are getting Social Security check than what we have. I'm not getting a Social Security check. I know you're not, and I know David's not. No one in here is getting Social Security checks.
Yeah.
But yet every person in America is getting one, and 60 million more. So that is a serious issue. And so when people say, "Oh, Social Security is going to be bankrupt by 2031," no, it's not. Because we're going to eliminate that waste.
We found a way to save it.
We have people that are on the government dole every single month, Social Security, that are older than the United States of America, which is insane.
Hey, I got a clip for that.
Yeah, please.
Musk posted the breakdown by age group of the number of eligible Social Security numbers in the United States. On the face of it, it's pretty clear that tens of millions of those numbers are fraudulent. Here's some perspective. The oldest person currently alive is 116 years old, and she lives in Brazil. According to the Social Security system, nearly 12.5 million Americans have valid Social Security numbers and are older than that. So major red flag there, to say the least.
Yeah.
But if that weren't enough, there are actually tens of millions more active Social Security numbers than there are U.S. citizens. That's tens of millions of suspicious numbers. Musk said this might be the biggest fraud in history.
Unbelievable.
But the good news is for Social Security, it's getting audited. We're going to start reducing that cost, and these people are going to get a pay raise. And that's amazing for people that are retired that rely on that income as their main source, And then the next thing that we were going to talk about is the no tax on tips. So we got 4 million workers right now that are working and make tips, okay? And half of them report it. So that means half of them don't report it on their tax returns.
Okay.
That's $25 billion that's not being reported. So $25 billion is, $25 billion is not, okay? If we don't tax that, that means that they now can report it, okay? And now they can put it on their tax return as income. What does that happen for people? They can go apply for a loan for a car, a home, start a business, build wealth, maybe invest it for retirement, maybe start a side hustle, a business, because now you have that income and you don't have to hide it anymore.
Buy a house,
right? And you can go and start spending it. You can report it, etc. That's $24 billion a year that is now going to be circling through the economy, that people can now go and get loans, and go and do the things they need to do. Because I know a lot of people that are career servers, bartenders, especially in Tampa Bay area, Burn Steakhouse, let's just talk about them. There's a career, server bartenders, and they make pretty decent money there.
Yep.
But if you're getting a tax on tips, they just don't report it and they just show, what they can. But all of a sudden now they can report it and they don't have to I can't go buy a house. Oh, I can't go get a car. Oh, I can't go to school, because I don't have the income to support it.
Well, that's a big point.
That's huge.
That's a big point, Mark, because when you look at every new real estate transaction, whether it's a house, a condo, you've got a real estate agent, you got mortgage, title, insurance agencies, you got home inspectors, cleanup crews. They're going to go and remodel it. They're going to spend money at Ace Hardware, the Home Depots. I mean, think about the economic impact of that alone.
Huge. So now, with Social Security, that's $100 billion going back to the people. Now we got $25 billion of taxes going to the people per year. That's $125 billion per year going to the economy, not to the government, not being hidden under the mattress, getting circulated into the economy. Okay.
Yep.
Then the next thing he's going to do is no tax on overtime. Now this is huge because last year $355 billion with a B was overtime pay in 1 year. Okay. And if you're taxed at 25% tax bracket, that's $65 billion that went to the IRS. $65 billion. Okay. Again, if Social Security is $100 billion and tips is $25 billion, now we got another $65 billion. That's $200 billion a year going back into the economy, not being hidden under the mattress, not going to the taxation system, circulating into the businesses, buying and renting, etc. So if they can do that, now all of a sudden people get $67 billion more dollars in their pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. Then maybe, I don't know, they could have a better life. They could take the vacation. I want to send my kids to a private school. I don't like the public school that we're in. We can't move because we're locked in this mortgage and we can't afford to get anywhere. There's so many more options now when you can go out and do that. You know what I mean? Just those three things, or it's going to help the economy and people, and especially middle class,
Yeah.
And then a lot of times you're going to hear on the news that Trump is just trying to make, the billionaires and millionaires wealthy and give them all these tax breaks.
That's their line, isn't it?
Right.
That's their talking
Well,
point.
in this code that he's proposing, he's actually going after them. And let me explain it. So there's a thing called, first of all, which is nuts, carry interest, okay? And all it is a tax break on capital gains. So capital gains is 40%. But if you're a hedge fund manager or you're an investment manager that manages that fund, you get to pay half of capital gains, which doesn't make any sense to me. So Trump's eliminating it. He's saying, no more hedge funds, managers getting all this money and then paying half the capital gains when the investor is paying 40. You see what I'm saying? So he's eliminating that. And people in the media doesn't tell anybody. Like, hey, they don't even know that a carry interest loophole exists. You know what I mean? Let alone he's going to eliminate that. And then in 2021, they did it. LeBron James was playing like the Clippers or something, and there was a worker there, and she made $44,000, as a server, bartender, whatever, at that event. She paid 14.4% in taxes. That was her tax rate. Okay, LeBron was in the building. LeBron made $200 million that year. He paid 34% taxes. Okay, we get it. But the biggest guy in there was the owner, of the team, and he reported $1 billion that year in income.
Wow.
He paid less than 10% in taxes as tax rate.
Yeah.
Trump is looking to say, okay, wait a second, let's make it even. Meaning, if that worker making $44,000 is paying a higher percentage than that billionaire, how do we fix that? Because that's the issue. If we could take that $44,000 and say you pay nothing in taxes, and that billionaire, you're still going to pay your 10%, okay, now you flipped it. You see what I'm saying? Now the billionaires paying their fair share. The little workers paying nothing in taxes anymore because you can make it a threshold. Like if you make $50,000 less, you pay nothing. If you know what I mean? Yeah. And he's doing that, and you're never going to hear in the media. That he's looking to equalize.
Those are great points that you're talking that you brought up there. Mark Hay, 21st Century Financial here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm Brandon Rhymes, and yeah, those are great points because if we can drive down, like there's two ways because another big part of that equation, a factor in that is interest rates, right? So if we can bring down interest rates, which there's ways to do it. On the flip side, we're coming up against the break, but on the flip side, I want to talk about how can we bring down some of the rates. And then what's the effect of that going to be? And you talk about the explosion of wealth that Americans are going to have, the spending ability, the investing ability. More with Mark Hay. Also, get a review from Mark. You want to talk to Mark and get a review of your financial holdings, whatever your retirement is. 813-917-1894. Just call the hotline, 813-917-1894. More with Mark Hay coming up. 7 tax proposals Trump is fighting for. coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rhymes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rhymes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. That is my direct cell. You can call or text 813-917-1894. brhymes@kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. brhymes@kw.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. 7 tax proposals Trump is fighting for. Mark Hay in studio with us. Also going to talk about the 10-year bond and what we can do to bring down mortgage rates. So before we do, a couple of hot listings here. 221 Howard Drive. Sorry, check that. 4360 82nd Avenue North. 4360 82nd Avenue North. Got a great listing here. This is an opportunity to buy in Pinellas Park. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage. You have an entry-level price point here. Pool, fenced-in pool, small fenced-in backyard as well. Screened-in pool, that is. Fenced-in backyard. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage. 850 square foot single-family home in Pinellas Park. Great opportunity. 10711 Old Sycamore Loop. This is a beautiful home. Get a large fenced-in backyard here. This one's in Land O'Lakes. This one is 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. 2,046 square foot single family home, and you have a community feature that has a pool with a 0 depth entry, playground, hiking trail, and extra wide paved walking paths. Great opportunity to own real estate, lighter color kitchen cabinets, and a large backyard. 10711 Old Sycamore Loop in Land O'Lakes, Florida. We'd love to talk to you if you're buying, selling, or investing, and you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Only in America, dreaming in red, white, and blue.
All right, Mark Hayes in studio with us, financial advisor and 21st Century Financial, and we're talking a lot about the tax proposals Trump's making. Also, the 10-year bond. There's an interesting clip here. I just want to get a little bit of this clip here about the 10-year bond and how we can affect the rates, because it's not the Fed. So many people get it wrong. They think it's all about the Fed. It's not.
I don't think you need to have to cut rates just yet. One of the considerations that I think the administration is looking at is how do we take down the 10-year? And the 10-year is ultimately going to sort based on how well the deficit is managed. And when you have Elon, who's going to town, taking out all of the junk and the corruption and what has been systemic overspending, that message to the market, I think it also will help to take. So you'll see financial engineering in which I think the 10-year will come down, and ultimately the Fed will will drive rates down in time.
So there's two ways to do it, right? You're reducing and cutting a lot of the expenses and waste, fraud and abuse, and then you're also increasing revenues. I like that report last week where it said something about a $5 trillion fund that Trump was creating, a sovereignty fund.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Elon is doing is just that. If he can reduce the spending, obviously that's going to cut. Interest rates are going to come down.
Yeah.
Now, we just talked about 5 different taxes that he's trying to do or eliminate, and that's also going to go into the economy, which is going to drive, things down. I think we're going to go down to more interest rates than they were to COVID. I think we're going to get close to 3-4% again, which is cutting it in half, just based on what I'm seeing. And then Elon, I got so many people that were, I don't think Elon should be doing this. I'm like, okay, what person would you want there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, this guy is the wealthiest person in the world. He doesn't need your money or your Social Security. Yeah. And people forget that he started PayPal, 25 years ago?
He could have had all their
all that stuff back then. There was hardly any kind of, security for any of that. You know what I mean? So if anybody had to go do this, I would rather have the richest person in the world that has no government entity or not in that, and he's going to go just audit it. And I just think that at some point you make so much money, you have so much money, there's more to life than just money.
Exactly.
And he wants to make a difference. And
That's right.
I do believe he's making a difference for everybody. But, at the same time, I'm sure he's going to be, better off that this is all being done, too, for his businesses, for his own personal life. I'm sure he's going to save tons of money on taxes. I'm sure his businesses will flourish because of all this, too. But you know what? If anybody's got to do it, let it be the richest guy in the world that has no government affiliation.
Yeah, exactly. No, if you look at the team that's been put together, especially, I'm real excited about the Maha movement. I'm so excited about Kennedy and just getting rid of some of this poisons in our food. And
our healthcare system is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, horrible. It's so expensive. People need medicine. People need this stuff. They can't afford it. Our deductibles are crazy. The health insurance, you got to fight, just to get anything paid. Then, like you said, the food is ridiculous, what we're putting and consuming on our body. And then you have all these, like Pfizer, and you have all these pharmaceutical companies that have been around for 150 plus years.
Yep.
And not one of them has cured a disease.
Right.
Not one of them. So it's like, okay, let's see what are we doing? We're just giving out medicine. I think that there's a lot other ways besides prescription medicines to be healthy. And so I love it. I think it's a great team.
On the food topic, how can one product, the same name product, and I don't want to say the name, just I don't want anybody suing us or whatever, but whatever product it is, call it a little candy, call it a little chip.
Yep.
And they sell it overseas, and it has all the better ingredients. But then when you look at the same product in America, it has 37 of all these synthetics and crap.
You can taste it. If you ever travel to Europe and you come back to America, the pasta, you can taste it. It's the meat. It's different. It's not as filling over there. It's lighter over here. It's very filling. You can just taste it.
Yeah,
but I do think it's a good thing. And then I know we're running out of time, but last two, it was 2017 tax cut and Jobs Act. Trump is going to keep that. It was going to automatically go up, so everybody was going to get a 2 to 5% increase on their taxes.
Sunset.
That is going to stay the same.
Yep.
And he's actually fighting to lower everybody's tax bracket. So if you're in a 20% tax rate, you're now going to be 18. If you're 22, you're going to be 20. We'll see if that happens, but the good news is it's not going up, and it was automatically going to go up.
Mark, people need to get a review. They may not know exactly what that is. What can you do for them?
Yeah, so everything we just talked about today obviously is going to free up income for people. And what's going to happen is you can start putting more into retirement plans. You can start saving more. I want to do a side hustle. I want to get a rental property from Brandon Rhymes. I want to do these things. And we're here to help you. We do that. And so we can help you see where you're at, what you're trying to do. Here's all the things that we're anticipating is going to happen. Here's what it means to you. And here's how much your extra income you're going to have a month when these things do come to fruition.
Yeah.
And we'll help you devise a plan to do that, to better your family today. Not wait 30 years and hopefully it works out. I mean, today we can utilize that.
Yeah, and here's what we've been doing. Here's the money that we've been putting into this particular plan, pulling it out of my paycheck, putting it into a retirement plan. Let Mark Hay review that. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. You can submit an email form there as well. Mark Hay, 21st Century Financial. Thanks for coming in, man.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Good stuff there. 7 tax proposals Trump is fighting for. Good stuff. Coming up, Natasha Sanderson, staged to sell Tampa Bay. We're going to talk a little real estate, short-term rentals, staging of the properties, how to make them sell faster for more money. Coming up, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here in studio. Natasha Sanderson joining me, Staged to Sell Tampa Bay, coast to coast. We got some rebranding going on with her company. We're going to talk with her in just a moment. Before we do, shout out to Lee's Royal Services, one of our show partners and expert contributors and the official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Lee's Royal Services does a great job cleaning our residential and commercial properties. Lee'sRoyalServices.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Lee'sRoyalServices.com on the interior of your properties. On the exterior of the property, we want you talking to our friend Ramin over at Heights Soft Wash, HeightsSoftWash.com. He does a great job doing the pressure washing on the exterior residential commercial properties. HeightsSoftWash.com. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We got a listing on McKeithen Road. This is a brand new listing. It's a corner lot property that we've got up in Dade City. This is McKeithen Road. Build your dream home or possibly a development here. There's 5 acres there. See what type of density you could put in. You make sure you get your surveys, all of your testing of the soil and other types of testing. We can walk you through that. If you're buying residential, vacant land, commercial properties, we're going to walk you through all of the different strategies there. This one's close to Croom Wildlife Management Area with Lacucci State Forest, hiking, fishing, horseback riding. McKeithen Road, Dade City, another vacant land listing. Property listing, buy some dirt from the Consumer Quarterback Show. 4233 Oakfield Avenue. This one is on Oakfield Avenue, 4233 Oakfield Avenue. 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage. Fully remodeled last year, recently remodeled, lighter colors. You got some nice virtual staging there on the photography. Beautiful property. Just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico. I see that's an older show card. We got to update that to the Gulf of America. It's close to the Anclote River Park and Fred Howard Park. 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-car garage, 4233 Oakfield Avenue in Holiday, Florida. And one of the things we do for all of our listings is we feature our listings live on air, maximizing the exposure and the profit on the sale of your real estate listings. My wife Lindsay and I own a top team here in Tampa Bay, top 100 ranked team, and we help sellers sell faster for more money. The highest duty for our sellers is to get maximum exposure, which leads to maximum profit and a shorter marketing period. You can see all of our listings at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Natasha Sanderson, welcome back in.
Thanks for having me.
All right, my pleasure. So I hear some big things happening, some rebranding going on over there at Stage to Sell Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we're officially coast to coast now. So
Okay.
we're going to rebrand with the STS name.
I like that.
So Stage to Sell and Stop the Scroll.
Stop the scroll. I like that.
We're
Yes.
taking it on.
I like that. Stop the scroll. That's what it's all about today, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What do you mean by that when you say stop the scroll?
We're a scrolling society. We're always on our phones. We're always on the computers. We
Yeah.
scroll. That's what we do. So let's stop the scroll.
Yeah, I see a lot of the influencers and some of these information marketers. The guys that write books and they have the courses and they have all that. I saw one that was interesting because he would put like 2 or 3 words. Space, paragraph down, 2 or 3 words, so you could scroll while you're reading it because people are naturally
They want
scrolling.
you to scroll.
Yeah, it's so true.
Scroll and swipe.
So, what does that mean in your business? People, when you say stop the scroll, what are you doing to cause them to stop that scroll?
Well, I'm wanting people to buy what it is that we're selling. So either we're selling real estate and homes and we're staging the home to sell it, or we are staging the home for our short-term rental properties. So we're stopping the scroll so that when they see our property, it stands out as competition to the other properties.
Right. And what does staging mean? If there's a layperson out there that does it, they're kind of green at real estate. They don't understand. What is actually staging? What does that mean?
So staging is it's psychology. It's getting you and your emotions when you first walk into a house. So for us, it would be presenting the house in a way that not necessarily for living, but where you see it from the eye of a photograph so that you can see your things being there.
Right.
So it gives the people a visual that they usually can't see. Less than 10% of society can actually see a home's layout.
Right.
So we like to put that vision in their heads.
Yeah, it's like when you pay an extra couple of bucks for a nice higher end Ritz-Carlton or Four Seasons hotel. You walk in and it's got you're kind of wowed, right? It's got the large, you got the large open window, the drapery, the beautiful flowers on the centerpiece of the explain right?
Yeah.
Describe that.
So you have the first 15 seconds to grab somebody's attention. So when they're walking up to your front door, those already started. So it starts from your curb appeal.
Right.
So it's so important to have excellent curb appeal. Get all those mud dubbers and dirt and cobwebs and everything all cleaned up. Make sure that the glass on the front door, if you have a little window, make sure it's clean. Yep. And then the handprints around the doorknobs, make sure that those are also clean. Because that's important. If people look at that and see that it's dirty and it's yucky, then they don't really want to go inside. They're not excited about seeing what's inside.
Yeah, first impression.
Absolutely.
That first impression is so key.
Yeah.
And with real estate, there's studies out there, there's statistics that plainly show a staged home is going to sell, X amount of times faster, for more profit, for more money, less days on market. You're going to see those stats.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at yours. You just had one over in Shore Acres.
That's right.
Yeah.
We did. You did a great staging for us, and a beautiful property. It ended up going under contract probably just a week or two after you staged it.
That's amazing, especially in an area where it's been heavily hit by the hurricanes recently.
Right. Yeah, we're going to be one of the few that probably sell in there in this first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of them are all in the teardown position right now. So excellent job.
Yeah, thank you. So let's talk about stats. Since we're kind of going into stats, let's go ahead and into Pinellas County. So one of the things we take great pride in is educating our customers, our clients, buyers, sellers, investors, but also, of course, our radio and TV show audience, our YouTube channel, and Rumble channel as well. So I'm looking at what I've got in front of me here is the Pinellas County stats. These came out just yesterday, a couple days ago. And these are straight from the Realtor boards, if you're wondering how we gather this data. So in Pinellas County, there's we're calling it non-distressed, meaning it's not an REO, it's not a short sale, it's not a rushed type of deal. 7,213 active listings throughout the whole entire county of Pinellas County. Now, if you divide that by the number of solds, which is 1,092, almost 1,100, you divide those two numbers, that's 15.1% absorption rate, meaning how quickly the properties sell once they're on the market. Now, if you divide that out, that equals a 6.6 months supply of inventory. So we are officially in a balanced market now. Anything from 1 to 5 is considered a seller's market. 5 to 7 is a balanced market. And any inventory levels over 7, so 8 to 12, is going to be seen as a buyer's market, like we haven't seen since 08, 09, back when we had the mortgage meltdown and all those foreclosures. Now, what's interesting, though, is if we compare that number, so again, the active listings, I know it's hard to do numbers over the radio, but stay with me here. 7,213 active listings today as of the end of last month. Now, if you flash back to March of 2022, that was 1,112 properties. So that's a big difference. That's 6,000 properties difference. In other words, buyers today have 6.5 more times, more choices, more actives to look at. So there's your Pinellas County real estate market update.
That's amazing.
Isn't it interesting to think like that?
What was it last year? And
then you get on the days on market. Okay, so I do have that data here. So as far as month supply of inventory, let's go back to so by the way, 6.6 months of inventory, month supply of inventory, that's a new high. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we go back to let's just say January of 24, it was 5.6 months. So it's crept up just 1 month.
It has crept up.
Yeah, just slowly crept up.
That just shows you the importance of staging. We've staged several homes recently, and within 2 days, we're going under contract.
Yeah.
And I can tell you a lot of these communities and these homes in these areas have the sellers in, the competition, let's say.
That's right.
Aren't selling.
Yeah.
They're vacant homes.
Yep.
And then we go in and we stage, and they're going under contract in 2 days. The exact same floor model, the same interior amenities.
Yep.
We're going under contract.
There's something magical there.
There really is.
It really is, right?
Yeah.
We're talking with Natasha Sanderson. She is the owner of Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. Also, Coast to Coast is the new brand that she's going with. And why is it Coast to Coast? Because you're doing things in other states, right?
Oh, yeah. We travel.
I
We
love
travel
it.
for our clients.
Yeah. And you do have somewhat of a niche, too. Is that right? With your short-term rental?
We do. We partner with a lot of national companies, so we do a lot of the installs coast to coast. So we're not afraid of traveling. We're just up in the Poconos. We're getting ready to go to Asheville this upcoming week. We were just in Seattle, and then we do several around Florida.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so any rental property. So who's your ideal client out there?
My ideal client is somebody who lets me have creative control.
Okay. Somebody that's selling a property?
No, not necessarily selling. Somebody who wants to maybe take their investment property and turn it into a short-term rental.
Okay.
We can help them get creative and do all the design work, and we can do all the procurement and the ordering and all the installation for them.
Yeah, super cool. You know, we did a quick trip to Disney last weekend, 2 weeks ago, and the house we stayed at was pretty interesting. Each little room had,
It's a theme?
Yeah, each one was a theme
Yeah.
for the kids. So it was like a castle and some kind of a video game, a different video game. You know, so it was all
Well,
cool.
Airbnb is now rebranding itself for themes.
Yeah.
So they've just made some big announcements over there, too.
It was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
so you
interesting.
really do have to stop the scroll. You want people to stop.
And the best part of that, I forgot, was the garage. They actually closed in the garage,
Yeah.
painted all black in there. So they had a lot of the neon lights,
Yeah.
and it looked like a little game room. Like it was
Yeah.
really cool the way they had that set up. A big basketball deal. They had a
Okay.
couple of the bikes where you go like this and you lean into the turns on the motorbikes, you know, the motorcycle. They went all out on that.
I did run it over in Kissimmee just recently with the motorcycles. I'm wondering,
Very similar.
It was a Star Wars theme in the garage.
Very similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. It maybe one of those dragons from what was the blue people on that show AV? I can't think of the name.
Avatar.
Avatar. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So pretty cool. So Natasha Sanderson, she can help you sell. So first of all, if you're selling a property, you want to invite her in, have her go over the staging that you would need to do. And then also if you're saying, hey, I want to convert this property to a short-term rental, you can consult with her as well on that. Call 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Call 813 or text 813-917-1894. We'll put you in touch with Natasha Sanderson, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay, Coast to Coast as well. And those are a couple of the niches that you work with.
Yeah, we could do consultations too. So you don't necessarily have to hire me to come in and do the work for you. I can come in and we can do what's called a walk and talk, where I talk and you walk with me and you write everything down. Or I can put it into notes and take lots of pictures and send it to you with circles, telling you exactly what to remove, what to put up, what to move around in your room, things that you can purchase, and I can even send you links.
Yeah, I love that. And you're able to increase the return for these homeowners.
Absolutely.
You know, the average Airbnb, I mean, they're turning a lot of profit. And we say Airbnb kind of like Kleenex, right? But there's the VRBO, there's a couple others, right?
Yeah, it is definitely a wash. It's a Kleenex. You know, anybody who's in the
Yep.
short-term rental market, we just refer to it as an Airbnb.
Yep.
But it's the same thing. So, yeah. But even if you're just selling your home, I'd love to be able to come in and walk with you and talk with you and see how I can help you.
Okay, last thought. What's hot? What's not? What's in? What's out? What are you seeing out there?
We're still in a lot of the wallpaper trends right now.
Okay.
A lot of wallpaper, a lot of murals.
Okay.
People aren't afraid of color. So, you know, put color. And don't be afraid of painting the ceiling.
Okay.
I just walked into an all-black house. It's going to be coming on live in
Yeah.
Lutz. It's an all-black house. And at first, I was a little like, oh, is this going to be cringe? It's gorgeous.
Nice.
You walk in, I mean, floor to ceiling black everywhere. Even, like, the shoe molding, like, everything
Yeah.
is black. But it allows the furniture to really speak.
Right.
Yeah, so you get emotion when you walk in there. And it isn't, like, dark and dungy. It's actually gorgeous.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah.
then you can use your throw pillows and throw
Everything
blankets.
from the area rugs. All the textures just pop on black.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of color. Everyone's afraid of color. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, go
and a
for
lot
it.
of the lighting effects really add a lot of value too. don't
Listen, if you are going to change one thing in your house, I heard some women tell me this one time. They're like, the kitchen is my jewelry, right? It's more important than my ring.
they? Okay.
But the jewels of the house are the light fixtures.
Yeah.
You can make such small, economical improvements in your home and change the look by changing the light fixture.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, go on Amazon, click on the open box items. A lot of times people order way too many, or they get it and they don't like it, or it's just too big or too small for their space. Don't be afraid of buying the open box. There's usually nothing wrong with it, and it's a quarter of the price.
That's a great tip.
Yeah. So
open box, you get the discount.
What I always do is I look for a budget of $200 per fixture, and I try to stay under it. So look for the open box, maximize it $200, and you'll always get your return on your investment there.
I love it. All right, Natasha Sanderson, Stage to Sell Tampa Bay. How do you want people to connect with you, Natasha?
Go ahead, shoot me a text, 813-784-3389.
And one more time?
813-784-3389.
All right, good stuff. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right, coming up, we're going to talk with Doug Clark, Hours Creole, awesome restaurant, hourscreole.com over in Tarpon Springs. We're going to talk with Chef Clark coming up here on the flip side. Follow us online. We'd love to connect at Brandon Rhymes 1 at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our Rumble and YouTube channel, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, we're going to do one property, then we're going to talk with Doug Clark, Hours Creole, 14135 Cypress Circle right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. This one's in Carrollwood. Beautiful property, great opportunity to buy real estate, invest in Tampa Bay. You got a 222, 1,308 square foot single family home. This is Cypress Clusters at Carrollwood Village. Beautiful property. You have lighter colors there in the kitchen, lighter color cabinet, white cabinetry, stainless steel appliances, community pool. Great opportunity. 14135 Cypress Circle in Tampa. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-carport. You can see all of our listings. Platinum MVP Team. KW.com. All right, Doug Clark, Hours Creole, back on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Brian. How you doing, man? What's going on?
Oh, yeah, brother. Just blessed and highly favored. Another day here in beautiful Tampa Bay, the best place to live, work, and play.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous day out. Man, it should be a beautiful evening. We got some awesome stuff going on the menu tonight, and, it's I think things are turning around here. You know, this cold weather in Florida, I don't think anybody likes it, man. There's no way. It's like unbelievable. It's like there's supposed to be 4 seasons here. Well, 3.5, and we've only had 2.
You know, I don't mind it. I don't mind it a little bit cool because then I can wear my long sleeves with my ties and get dressed up a little bit and make up for all the times I just wear a polo.
Oh my God, the snow belt was going on up there in the Panhandle. Holy crap!
That's right. But yeah, people love the menu over there. I'll tell you what, man. Every time I go in there, it's packed and the food looks amazing, and you got live entertainment out there. People really got to come check you out. hourscreole.com online. But right there on Tarpon Ave.
Every once in a while, don't lie, man. We know you go back there and you want to get down and dirty with us in that kitchen. You come back there and you see what's going on, and you're like, man, this is better than hot yoga.
I love it back there. Hey, my hat's off to the team back there. I mean, that's a work environment, I can tell you.
One of our hashtags is, House of the Dragon. We're not talking about that TV show. I mean, this is a fire. We call it the fire-breathing dragon. This is like people realize, that we are an old house, 1907 Queen Victorian, one of the historic houses here in Tarpon Springs. You should do the tour if you're ever in this area. Beautiful little area, historic little town. We get ranked in the top 10, I think, in Florida quite a bit for, little historic tours, and just, there's some ghost tours here too, just like in New Orleans. Not many cemeteries, but they got some ghost tours going around here.
Oh boy,
yeah,
I love that.
It's a dragon. We put it out here. The guys work hard. We work hard, and we are a true family, down-home Southern restaurant, and, we twist it around a little bit, but we stay true to our roots and, use fresh ingredients when possible, fresh seafood, just try to bang it out here, real nice, keep it clean, keep it fresh, and make it, so when you're coming in here, you're getting what you pay for, that's what we want.
Hours Creole restaurant right there in Tarpon Springs, right on Tarpon Avenue. Give us a little flavor sample. What's on the menu?
Let's stick with, our basics. We're always going to have jambalaya. We always have the etouffee. Our etouffee is a little different. You go to New Orleans, everybody wants crawfish etouffee. We get some crawfish, but we stick to, what we do here with our shrimp, and we use alligator sausage. we have a local purveyor. We grind our own meat. We make our own sausage. We smoke our own meats here. We have a rotisserie wood smoker where it's all wood. That's the cool thing about this. That's the whole deal about ours, behind the smokehouse, Creole Smokehouse. We are actually smoking our own meats here. We get up, we put it on the smoker. What we get is what we get. We change our menu quite a bit. I would say quite a bit, but, every day there's something new on the menu. And you can come in here 3-4 times a week and you'll find a different item on the menu. We stay true to what's cool here in Florida. Triple tail, Corvina, some of the cool fish. We got cobia that we're popping on the menu tonight. So, there's some cool stuff that we do here. And, you don't have to go to Tampa if you're out here on the side of this, right here on the water, in Clearwater, Dunedin, Tarpon Springs specifically. We got some good flavors going on here, and don't sleep on us over here in Tarpon Springs.
Yeah, I tell you what, man, you get the value too. When you think about the value and just the home cooked, and then it all stems kind of from the family recipe from your mom's side, right, Doug?
This is correct. My mom was a chef. My grandma was a great cook. She wasn't a chef. So a lot of the recipes, that were passed down. I grew up hunting. My dad, I would, shoot animals, and we always ate what we shot. And Mom would cook it, and come home from school. She worked doubles, triples all day long at the restaurant. We're coming home from sporting activities to school, and, there'd be notes there on how to cook this food. And we would do it. We would make it. We grew up on venison. We grew up on, pheasant. We grew up on rabbit. All that stuff. And those are all cool flavors, and they're clean ingredients that are locally here in the United States that super cool to use. Those items. The prices are creeping a little bit, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it all comes from Mom. Mom, we had a garden. We grew up in a garden. We got punished. We didn't get grounded. We weren't sitting at the house, but we got grounded. We got in trouble. We got in trouble. We ran around a little bit. But when we got in trouble, it was going out. We were picking bushels of green beans. We were picking bushels of tomatoes, and it was happening. That's what our punishment was. We were picking food, and then we had to can it.
Yeah, I remember doing some of that with some of the black-eyed peas and stuff like that.
Yeah. Man, it was just great, and then, I was just talking to my oldest son the other day. We were talking about wrestling, and I come home and have all this great food, and I'd be sitting there struggling to make weight, cut weight, and all this great food, and then, eventually we started planting, strawberries and, all this really good, healthy food, and I'd get up in the morning, there'd be a fresh smoothie sitting right there for me from my mom.
Yeah, that's right.
It was
What's the physical location? How can people come see you?
Man, come see us at 310 East Tarpon Avenue. We got music on the weekends. T-Bone, the Jazz Fools. A traditional 6-piece jazz band is always playing. We got Fat Tuesday coming up here at Mardi Gras. We do the whole alligator station. We brine that guy overnight. We put it on the rotisserie smoker, and a whole station will boil some shrimp and all that good stuff. It's a great time. Julie Black, Sarasota Slim, who's iconic here in the area. So we have. Not only is our food and our ambiance great, but the music just touches it off. These guys are traditional. They're good people.
That's right. That's right.
They bang it out.
Doug Clark, Hours Creole, online, hourscreole.com, 310 East Tarpon Avenue. Doug Clark, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, brother. All
right. Hey, another great show. We had Mark Hay, Natasha Sanderson, and Doug Clark. Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.